Obviously, the beginner of the NFL season. The first game. Hallelujah. So let's get to it. The Ravens and the Chefs. So the NFL is opening its season on Thursday night. The Ravens will be opening up their season at 30, right? Thursday night. This is about as good a matchup as you can possibly get for a season opening game. The Ravens 13-4 regular season last year, best record in the AFC against the team that actually won the Super Bowl last year, the Chefs, Kansas City Chiefs. 8 o'clock. I've noticed always on the schedule, and I think everybody's doing it anyway. Now it's NBC Peacock. Everywhere I see the schedule, it's always the streaming service to go along with it as well. So definitely that's how I'm checking out most of my games these days. So definitely just pointing that out. We probably all know the team and time because this one, as they say, needs no introduction almost. Lamar Jackson, the league MVP, the reigning MVP of the league last year. That was his passing there. 336, almost 3,700 yards passing, 24 TDs to 7 interceptions. I thought Lamar was that to me last season was easily his best season as a passer. Not just as the dual threat. I mean, we all know that, but just as a passer, as a complete player, I thought that was outstanding as well last year. What Lamar was able to do and pull off last year. So I thought Lamar was terrific last season. We're going to see Derrick Henry for the first time as a Baltimore Raven, at least. So definitely, this is one of the best running backs, I think, maybe a future Hall of Famer that the Ravens have had. This is the best big back they've certainly had, in my opinion, since Jamal Lewis. That's what you're going to see. If you like Jamal, this is what you're going to see here. Guys, somebody's going to run over people, and run over people. But he doesn't need to be introduced to us. He was the one that knocked us out in the playoff game a couple years ago during Lamar's second season. So Henry's been terrific. For a guy that's falling off, that's better than anything we've had in quite a while. 280 carries, 1167, 12 TDs. Outstanding. Let's continue to see the ascension of Zay Flowers. Is Zay Flowers going to be the number one luggage carrier in terms of the wide receiving core? Odell Beckham is gone. Just him and Bateman now as the starters. I do think you are going to see more with Bateman gone, more two tight end. I do think they're going to have Isaiah likely a lot this year, more. So we'll see that. But definitely Zay Flowers is definitely absolutely we'd like to see him get into that stratosphere. I do have to change the name because he actually changed his name to Mwandi, I think Matabuke, right? So this was just legal just a few days ago here this week. He's going to be announcing himself. That doesn't change the production on the field. 14 sacks, outstanding season. I am not as worried about the outside pass rush as other fans are. It's a bit of a concern because I think you have pass rush. I think you have Justin Matabuke. I'm sorry, I'm getting his name. Have Matabuke 14 sacks. I think that'll spur the whole line. Also to Travis Jones. Also to with his Travis Jones. Also to now in the starting lineup. So keep that in mind. That kind of went under the radar a bit. No longer Broderick Washington at the other end spot next to Michael Pierce. It'll be Travis Jones starting going forward. So Jones had an outstanding camp. Matabuke has been outstanding the whole time. Patrick Mahomes, the current Super Bowl winning quarterback, 4,813 last year, 2017, 14 interceptions. Interception total a little bit high last year, and I thought he had a lot of drops as well. I think the receivers probably the worst group he's had last year. They have upgraded a bit when we talk about receivers, but Mahomes down the stretch was Pat Mahomes. I think this is the Michael Jordan factor. This is the guy, QB1 in the entire NFL, face of the NFL. No question about it here. Isaiah Pacheco got use a word moxie with Isaiah Pacheco. I think Pacheco, I don't think he's a great back, but I gotta say, I like his effort. He runs as hard as Derrick Henry. He just doesn't have Henry's physical ability. I think this is why he's had injuries, because he runs so hard. Kind of reminds me of Marion Barber. Used to play for the Dallas Cowboys years ago. Kind of a similar path there. Kind of would run hard, but uh, not to have the great size. I think he's not even as big as that, maybe, but the size, but the hard running, the effort running, and things like that. And I think you see a lot of that with Pacheco. Good compliment there in Kansas City. Rashee Rice is not suspended. Got in some trouble apparently in the offseason with speeding, et cetera, et cetera. Trial hasn't happened yet, so he hasn't been suspended yet. But definitely he is their ascending wide receiver. They have done over the receiving core. Marquise Brown, former Raven, is not going to play in this game with the injury. They are going to have Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't know how much he's going to play in the game. And they drafted Xavier Worthy. So not happy with the receivers last year. They did go out and do a lot and do ahead to improve that production. I believe this is still going to be their main guy, Rashee Rice. Chris Jones, I think, is probably the best D tackle one in the league, too. I think the whole defense runs around him. I think like he collapses the pocket, great pass rush. You have to put two guys on him the whole time. Man, let me tell you, this is the scariest thing for me, having Daniel Falele go against Chris Jones. That doesn't make me feel like Chris Jones. I gotta think they'd be double teaming him a lot as well. Interesting to see Nola Jarius Sneed on defense. Also, Chiefs defense was very good last year. Nola Jarius Sneed moves on to Tennessee. I think a lot of people don't agree. I think they kept a better corner, Trent McDuffie. I think he's maybe the best corner in the AFC, not named Hot Sauce Gardner. I think Trent McDuffie is terrific. So, X Factor. What is the X in this game? So let's keep it simple here in the first game. We could go get real cute here, but the X factor is the unveiling of Derrick Henry. The unveiling of Derrick Henry. Seeing him as a Baltimore Raven for the first time on the field. No more hoping, wishing. Let's see how teams defend the RPO with Lamar and Derrick Henry. Good luck with that. I don't see how it is. They have, I've seen in camp, been throwing the ball a lot to him. I don't think that's his strength. He can catch the ball out of the backfield, but we've seen that quite a bit. Let's see how much we see it in the regular season. They are going to, I would think, they're going to say this, run the ball out. Can they stick with that game plan and do that? Also, too, Lamar has led the team in rushing for the last several years. How much volume carries is he going to get? I'm assuming right out the gate he will. I think in the first game, I don't think it'll be an issue. But going forward, be interesting to see how many carries he actually gets. We know the talent he has. I mean, there's no question about it. And the other X, the guy waiting for the first round draft pick of the Ravens, Nate Wiggins. He's healthy. He did go out the second game. I think it was the second preseason game with injury. Wiggins is going to start in this one as well. No question is going to play in this one. Don't know where he's going to play. I'm not sure if he's going to be your number one nickel corner. I would think be a little bit of a lesser role, maybe a dime package guy in the beginning. We'll see how that goes with Nate Wiggins. But interesting to see. Look, very, very, very good camp. I thought Nate Wiggins looked tremendous. So absolutely. Ravens should win this game 24-20 in this one. I'm going to lecture the fans a little bit. I am seeing too many of you guys, too many of y'all talking about let's wait till January. This doesn't matter. No, that's not the way. No. Let me tell you something. In life, in my life, and I teach my children and friends around me, I understand you want to win in January. This isn't the factor of January. This isn't a January game, but today matters, right? Today matters. Not just what happens in January. Today matters. You have a chance to send a message in front of the whole league. This could be the most watched game of the regular season. Today matters. Go in and send a message. I don't like, even what I'm hearing from the Ravens camp, they've been way too quiet for me. I think that's intentional. I think internally because externally they're saying this is not a revenge game. They're purposely not doing bulletin board material, et cetera, et cetera. They're trying to somehow go under the radar or whatever. I don't buy that for a second. I don't think that is the case. So I really think they're just trying to lull the opponent to sleep. But they should want this game more. You lost it. You lost it with the number one seed. You should be hungry going on the field. You should be going out, like LT said, crazed dogs on the field and win the first game. Let's go. Ravens 24-20 in this one. All right. So Ravens 24-20 over the Chefs. I think Ravens should win this game. They should win this game. I think the Chefs, I would say the advantage the Chefs do have, unlike the Ravens. I'm not saying this was the bad decision or bad move of any kind by the Ravens, that they did not play in